Last Night of Ballyhoo is a charming, delightful story of two families who have lived together now for about 7 or 8 years, the Freitags and the Levys. The story takes place in Atlanta in 1939, and the family dynamic, the family situation, is bookended by two incredibly important events in the time: the premiere of Gone with the Wind and the invasion of Poland by Hitler.
The premiere of Gone with the Wind is a huge event. To put things into perspective, you have to keep in mind that the burning of Atlanta was only 76 years ago from when this play took place. So not only was the novel extremely exciting and important and still relevant, but now the movie was being premiered, which was huge.
Obviously, with Hitler's invasion of Poland and the upheaval in Europe at the time, that adds one element.
This gave Uhry the opportunity to show the degree to which the Jewish characters in the play are either accepting, denying, or dismissing their own destiny.
It's very autobiographical. Alfred Uhry was, or is, a Southern Jew, and he was raised in a home that did not embrace or celebrate their Judaism or their Jewishness.
Then we also have the element of being in the South and what the Southern culture brings. And the play, The Last Night of Ballyhoo, is about Ballyhoo too, the dance, and it's the big cotillion or debutante ball dance that all the young adults of Jewish culture go to, and it's the social event of the season.
So we see these two girls. It's really a coming-of-age story of these two young women, Lala and Sunny, and how they're making their different marks in the world, how they're such different people.
I know for my character, Lala, she is definitely a person who wants to fit in and yearns to fit in, from the way she looks, to the right clubs, to going to the right dances, to having the right date to Ballyhoo, things like that. You know, and even as Anna is, growing up, I can totally relate to that. I wanted to make sure I had the right clothes, I sat at the right lunch table, and, at some point in our lives, everyone, I believe, does go through this.
Our way in, I feel my way into this story, is through Joe Farkas, who is a Jewish young man from Brooklyn, who's very comfortable with his Judaism, who's very comfortable with who he is in the world.
I play a character named Joe Farkas, and he has been thrust into this new southern Atlanta environment. And where he's from, being Jewish is the norm. And he has had the comfort of that environment, the comfort of his culture and his family all his life.
The interesting piece in all of this is that they are a Jewish family in the South at a time when the Jewish community was obviously very small in the South.
What does it mean to feel like you don't belong? What does it feel to feel like you're the other, that you're different from other people?
I grew up in a small town in western New York State of about 12,000 people. We were one of 100 Jewish families, and it was pretty unique being a very distinct minority in that population. It was remarkably insular and comforting to be a part of a small community within a larger community. And though we didn't experience any kind of real direct prejudice, there was always a sense. I always knew that I was different.
And so what's so interesting is being able to watch these characters be confronted with this issue and see what they do. Do they go the fitting in route? Do they start to be true to who they are? And how do they go about that?
The joy for me of working on this show is that it's about discovering your identity, wherever you are, wherever life takes you. And not only discovering your identity, but facing that and owning up to it and accepting it.
That is what really adds a really great depth and really allows the audience to connect to these characters, because it's a journey that everyone has to go through eventually.